got a JVC VCR, and this one is kind of unique. It's HRFS1. It's one that stands vertical. I've seen a couple of them over the last 20 odd years. I don't think they were all that popular. Had a guy bring me this one here. He picked it up for a song, as he put it. He doesn't want to really spend anything on it. He just says it doesn't work. Asked if I could take a quick peek at it. I said sure. So let's take a look and see what the problem might be. When's the last time you saw one of these? Yeah, I know it's a VCR, right? But it's designed to stand up that way. It's a side loader. The tape goes in like that. And these ones are relatively rare. This is an HRFS1U. And it has SQ playback, which means it can play a Super VHS tape, but it doesn't work. I'll power the unit up and see if it even powers up. It's dead. Yeah, it's completely dead. I wonder what else is wrong with this thing besides the fact that it's dead. A lot of these units had plastic parts that broke. So maybe I'll give this a good inspection. Oh, that's unplugged. Okay, somebody's been in here. Okay, I just reseated the power connector at the back. It wasn't disconnected or anything, but this one was out. But let's see if it turns on now. I think there's supposed to be something lighting up in here, but I see nothing. But that comes on. Okay, well, is the tape moving? Well, the tape's moving. Is this thing gonna work? No way. Let's just see. I just reseated the power connector in the back. As I say, it's not one of these flat cables here, multi-connector. And it was not unplugged, but I just pushed it in a little more solid. And I got power. But I think there's probably more than this wrong with it. But we'll find out. Output. Oh, there's a picture. Oh, no way. No way. This thing's gonna work. It's working. That was just a random tape that I grabbed. The front panel buttons aren't, well, what the hell? The front panel buttons aren't doing anything. I gotta turn this down because that sounds like Pink Floyd music that's playing there on that show. It is Pink Floyd. It's a Pink Floyd concert. Cool. I don't know where this tape came from. Someone gave me some tapes and said, here, you want some old tapes you can throw away? And I got a Pink Floyd concert on it. Wow. That is, that's pretty cool. I'll have to keep that. Yeah, now, the buttons on the front are not doing anything. How's this come off? I mean, I've had these before with plastic parts broken on them. Okay, that lifts off like that. Oh! Oh! You think this might be why the front panel's not working? Yeah, definitely somebody has been into this machine. I keep the camera rolling here so that when I short something out, it'll give me smoke. Okay, now that lights up. Oh, cool! This changes color too. Look. I press play. It goes green. Stop. Rewind. It's not rewinding. Okay, it's not rewinding. Is it going to eat the tape? when I eject it. Oh, that didn't sound good. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's not working. That's not working. That's probably why this machine ended up like this. There's a lot more wrong with it than that. The mechanism did not attempt to unload. Yeah, all right. I thought it's too good to be true. It must have a broken cam gear. The cam gear down here or something must be broken because it didn't release the pinch roller. The pinch roller's still down. The guides are still up. I mean, this should have, this main cam should have gone back that way to release everything, and it didn't. So yeah, this has got a problem. It plays. It just doesn't eject. Okay, let's see why this is doing it. Maybe this will be repairable. Maybe it won't. But we'll see what's wrong. I'll pull the front loader out. I got the tape out, but I'll pull the front loader out so I can just see what's below here. I'm pretty sure we're gonna find that the cam gear is probably broken. Okay, now we can see the mechanism itself and how it operates. It's got power still. Impressive. This is out of time. I can see that. I can see that this is out of time. And I think if I pop this clip off here and remove this bracket that holds everything together, I should be able to see where the problem is. It's either going to be this black main slide, the main cam, or it's going to be the cam gear, one of the two. This might be broken. Just let this reset. If I lift this up and plug in power, this should reset to the stop position. Okay, so that's the unloaded stop position. I'm just curious as to where the fault is. We'll remove the main cam, the slide cam here, and just take a look at the condition of it and the main cam gear. I mean, these parts have been obsolete for many moons. Usually you get a broken tooth on here, or you get a broken, oh yeah, there's a chunk missing. Looks like there's a chunk missing right here. Yeah, that's where the problem's going to be. It's going to be this. This is where it always breaks. It either breaks on this end or this end. Yeah, I think that's where our fault is. Let me get a light on there. Yeah, you can see it here if I get the camera zoomed in. Get some light on it. you'll see that there's a chunk missing from the back half of that main cam right here. So what happens is it pulls the main cam over all the way, which threads the guides, but a piece is missing, so it can't go back the other way, and it jams. Okay, I got the mechanism back together, and you guys missed that because I wasn't framed up properly, so I apologize for that. So that part will be cut out, but it just clips in place on the one screw here, and the bracket over here holds it in place. I will run the mechanism through its paces just to show you what's happening with it. So when you load a tape, once it finishes the loading cycle, right? When this is in the fully eject position, which it's not right now. Well, yeah, it is. There we go. The capstan motor, by way of the drive gear and clutch assembly and belt, it drives power over to the front loader, which lowers down the front loader, and then once the tape's in the position and it starts to load, it will. The first thing it'll do is it'll disconnect this clutch here. So the clutch disconnects now. So now there's no more power going from the capstan motor over to the front loader. It starts to pull the tape out, and then the cam gear gets pulled over, and the guides will load. At the same time, another gear engages here. This lever engages to the main cam. That will start moving this slider forward, which pulls down the pinch roller into position as the tape is threading. That completes its loading cycle. The guides continue threading all the way up. And now the pinch roller starts to engage over here, and we'll also see the clutch. So when the motor turns, it will turn the take-up or the supply spool, depending on which way the motor turns. Now everything's fine, but it still has not finished the loading cycle. Now it's in the play position. Now you see what happens if I try to go into one of the search positions. It would normally stop at this position right here. And if I just push stop and did not try to go into, say, reverse search or forward search, everything's good. But when you go into search mode, it actually advances further so that it can release the pinch roller and then reapply it and change the brakes and stuff. And this is where this cam will end up over too far. And you'll see that the broken portion here will jump out of position, and now this is free. You see, this is now completely free. So what will happen is when it gets like that, when the motor tries to unload it, it will stay in that position. Now if I were to give it a helping hand and push it back so that it can grab a tooth so that it'll go back, now it'll unload. But that cam is broken, that slide cam is broken. Very, very, very common problem on the chassis that use this. I don't think I've got another one. If I had another one, I would swap it, especially if it was from a regular VHS machine. I should just go and take a look and see, because I've got a couple of JVC machines here. I should just pop the top off one of them and see whether it's got this black main cam. Well, that was quick. I looked at a couple of other machines that I had kicking around, but they are both different than this one. So this one, I'm just going to throw it back together and hand it back. Tell the fellow that brought it to me what's wrong with it, and I'll leave it in his hands. I have no source for this. I know someone's going to say, yeah, you can get it 3D printed. Well, I don't know who's 3D printing it. I'm not 3D printing anything myself. I don't have the equipment. I don't have a 3D printer. I don't have the time. I don't have the desire to learn how to do it either, because I just don't care at this point about this stuff. When I get something that is in shape like this, there's no money in these things, so nobody in their right mind is going to spend the money to fix something like this, even though it's kind of unique, and I've only seen this a few times. These machines were not very popular, but all this chassis, this JVC chassis was not a very good one. This would have been a relatively late model machine, I would think. See, it works fine. It works fine if you don't try to do anything other than put it in play and stop. I bet you if I put the basket back in, it would play and it might even eject. But if I hit rewind or reverse search or get past that normal playback position, it's going nowhere. We'll try that. We'll just put the chassis in just how's the saying go? Shits and giggles. And just see whether it'll load and unload if I don't try to put it into trick playback. Let's try it. See if it'll load and unload without going into, like it'll go into play. Now if I don't try to rewind it, if I just try to eject it, stop, you see, it's fine. It's fine, it works fine. As long as you don't rewind. Probably could rewind in normal, well, maybe not. But you see, as long as you don't rewind, it'll play. It's playing now. It'll eject. It's fine. No problem. What if I try to go into full rewind and not search? So it's playing. If I press stop and I press regular rewind, I bet you it will jam. No? Oh, look, it's going to go into rewind. Well, that part works. How about fast forward? I think I broke it. Yep, I broke it. So it's fine as long as you don't try to fast forward a tape or use reverse search. Then it's done. So yeah, okay, well, so it really isn't fine. Just a joke. Yeah, the main cam's broken on this thing. I'm just going to let the fellow that brought it to me know that parts are not available for it, and he can do what he wants, and he'll probably tell me to toss it. A few other things I should point out in this mechanism that make it kind of unique. Because it was designed to work on its side, they had to figure out a way to keep the tape from falling off the tape guides when changing mode and there was slack in the tape. And they did it by putting a little plastic divider here that sits right over top of the guide to stop the tape from jumping up. And again, on this side, they put a metal cover. They had to drill a hole in it or punch a hole in it so you could adjust the tape guides, but they put this metal cover in place to stop the tape from riding up. And they also put this cover here. That's, you know, the plastic cover is to stop the tape from looping up and getting jammed up. It was really quite in my opinion, this was a stupid design. You know, somebody at JVC thought that might have been a good idea. And I don't know, maybe it was. It was certainly unique, that's for sure. Unfortunately, this one needs a main cam, so as I said before, we're going to leave it. I'm not even going to bother retiming the mechanism. Tell the guy, hey, go to tape, it'll play. As long as you don't try to search it in reverse or try to fast forward it. As long as you just play it and rewind it, you're fine. But any other modes, it's going to jam. I don't think so. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that because, see, I mean, it looks clean inside. It looks like this. It looks almost new, but that's probably because it's been broken for 40 years. I don't know where it came from. I take it that he picked it up at either at a garage sale or maybe he picked it up at one of these, you know, secondhand stores. Although it didn't turn on, so it makes you wonder. You know, I'm thinking probably it came from a garage sale or Facebook Marketplace or something, and I hope that he didn't pay much for it. Now let's just put the screw back in here, throw the bottom top cover on, and we'll say thanks for watching.